Oh, there's definitely an element of a buzz of being involved in that world, because you're all of a sudden, your mindset changes. Oh, money's not an issue anymore. You know, I'm a bad man, and this is quite fun. This is quite exciting. It's controversy. It's conspiracy. It's thievery. It's evil.
And it's okay. I can live with it.
Yeah, and you make that cold decision that I can live with this. I can deal with this.
Can you carry that around with you? Does it not become a burden?
Well, I'm standing here today being completely honestly truthful about my experiences, because I hated it. It was the worst, most character destroying. Yeah, I think, I've got a conscience, and my conscience is a good person and one that cares. I don't want to be a fake anymore. I don't want to be remembered for a cheat.
Sadly, though, you will be.
Yep, absolutely. For the ones that won't forgive. But, you know, who hasn't made a mistake in this world, you know?
When he got the call up for the Black Caps, Lou Vincent came out fighting.
Clever, brilliant, devastating.
Instantly announcing himself as a remarkably talented batsman.
That is a superb 100. That is a great moment for this young man. A century on debut.
Let's talk about some of your achievements. A century on Test debut, only the second New Zealander to do that in another country. That was pretty cool.
It's incredible. It's, you know, I've got the only real cricket memorabilia I've got is of that Test shirt, and I was grateful enough to have the Australian team to sign one side and the New Zealand team. And
is that the one that's up on your wall?
Yeah. And then
you display that.
A good friend of mine, you know, made that up for me and put a lot of time and heart into it. And you know, there's things on there I look up and it makes me sad, but there's also I look up there and I go, you know what? I actually feel really proud that I've achieved one of the greatest things any cricketer can do, and that's to score 100 in a Test match.
And 224 against Sri Lanka and Wellington, only the 10th Black Cap to score a double century. You did some incredible stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's in the blood when you play cricket growing up as a kid in the backyard and you're hitting hundreds against all the imaginary bowlers that you see on TV, all the heroes you look up to, and to then be in the arena where you're actually representing your country, and to do well representing your country, there's no greater feeling.
Somehow you went from that, from cricket hero, to a cheat.
Yeah. Pretty sad, eh? Very hard to be able to, you know, drive past a cricket ground and sort of see these young guys, and even now you still get noticed. You know, you're Lou, you play for you know what I mean? What are they thinking? Like, you know, I'm not really a hero anymore. I'm not someone that they can look up to. But unfortunately, yeah.
It happens.
It happens.
Yes, but how? How does it happen? How do you get so deeply ensconced in that dark world that you feel you can't escape? When he was sending the ball all over the park, Lou Vincent was a beautiful batsman to watch.
I can't believe a guy can come out here and play like this, end up with 64 play, almost all the shots, and you guys have had him on some sheep farm somewhere.
But in 2007, his Black Caps career ended. Struggling with depression, his performance was patchy. And then he found a lifeline. The rebel Indian Cricket League, the ICL, glitzy and glamorous. Not quite the gentleman's game here, but an opportunity to make some money. It would also become the beginning of the end for Lou Vincent, and it reads from the outset like a high-rolling, high-stakes movie script.
They've got a plan. Something's going on with this world team. It's not like them.
How does this begin? Does somebody approach you personally, and what do they say?
Well, how it started was, as you are as most professional cricketers, you have a lot of downtime in your hotel room. And I was one evening, phone rings, answer it up, and it's a very polite, okay spoken English Indian gentleman on the other line, and he's like, "Are you Lou?" And yes, I am. You know, you're playing in a tournament coming up very soon, and I would like you to use my gear You know, you do get calls like that every now and again.
So did he come to the hotel the next day?
Yeah, the very next evening he arrived, and I go up to the room and knock on the door, and the door opens, and there's a young gentleman there, and I'm all sort of pretty excited to sort of see the gear, and he invites me into the room, and I go into the room, and there's nothing around. There's no cricket gear around. There's nothing apart from a young Indian lady sitting on the end of the bed, and still naive to the whole thing, going, "Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too." And yeah, having a nice day and all that sort of stuff. And then I quickly ask, "Oh, where's the gear?" Because that's all you're interested in, And he's like, "It's the concierge bringing it up from the car. He'll be here soon. But sit, have a drink, and we'll talk." And spoke about cricket for 20 minutes, half an hour, and it was all pretty, friendly. No worries. It's your wife, and he starts laughing, and I don't know. Yeah, anyway, and then I sort of said again, "Where's the gear, and what colour are your stickers, and how many bats do you make a year?" Just general chit chat. And then I thought, I'll go to the bathroom. So I said, "Oh, excuse me, I'll just go to use your loo." And so I walked into the bathroom, and as I closed the door, the foot appears, the door stops, and then he pushes the door back open, and he says, "Lou, my company, she is a present from my company to you to welcome you to our company, and I'll go downstairs."
He's offering you a prostitute.
Yes, yeah. And then that's when it went, ding, this is a bit dodgy, this is no good.
But did you realise where it was going?
Well, you get educated that,
So you knew this was an investment.
Honey trap, yeah.
The honey trap was right there on the bed waiting for you.
Absolutely. So
what did you do?
The bloke said the penny dropped, and I'm like, "Oh, no, thank you, I'm going to go." And then he sort of said, no, and then he pulls out a big wad of money, a big stack of US dollars all stacked up, and that's when it's just signed, sealed, and delivered that that this is a book. But they're still very but this is how we operate, and this is the gear, and use the gear, and this
there
is your
was no
present.
gear ever anywhere.
And so I said, "Listen, no, I'm off. Thank you very much. No. And he insisted that just take the money anyway. Take the money. Please, it's yours. Take the money. We don't need to worry."
And did you?
No. So I said,
What
no.
he did instead was leave the room, tell someone he trusted, and there, wrongly, he thought the matter would end.
And then it wasn't until, I don't know, maybe half an hour later, I decided to go to a friend of mine at the time's room, who I was playing with in the team. And I explained, I said, "You're not going to believe what just happened. Blah, 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 blah. I've just been approached and prostitute, and it's okay, I've sorted it out." And then that moment of silence where it's just quiet, and then it's just my friend just watching him just take a deep breath, and then in his words say, "That's a good cover because now you're working for me." And then I just realised that, wow, this is happening. There's no turning back. There's no way you're saying no. There's no way you're.
Really? Why could you not walk out of that room and say, "Mate, I am not interested and I am not working for you"?
Oh, trust me, if I could rewind the clock, and I would do that. Absolutely do that.
Too late, he'd acceded. He was now working for the man. Under strict and specific instructions about how to cheat, his role in rigging a game so the underworld betting ring bosses could profit. Once you were working for the other person, how does it work? What are you required to do?
Yeah, well, it's pretty simple. I think what you can control in cricket is to underperform. Like, well, in my case, because I was always at the top of the order, bat 20 odd balls, score 10 to 15 runs off 20, 25 balls and get out. It's as simple as that.
Although it must not always be possible to actually execute your instructions. Wasn't there a time when you accidentally hit a six?
Yep. No. That was a horrendous night, really, because I was on 10 or 15 off 20 odd balls, and it was time to get out, and on the sideline, and the person I was working for was sitting on the sideline. And then left arm spinner, danced down the wicket to try and miss it, and the ball hit a rock or something funny out of the footmarks and did something, and then ended up hitting the lower middle part of the bat and going over the bowler's head, and then the fielder fumbling it over for 6.
When you mucked up your instructions, what did that mean for you, that you'd ruined it for whoever you were working for?
I could tell straight away that I'd done wrong, and then I got the phone call to come pay a visit to the person I was working for, and I walked into that room, and there's 3 of us in there, and then he pretty clearly sat me down on the bed, walked away, grabbed his cricket bat, and I'm surprised he didn't follow through and hit me. I really thought, when he stopped with the bat above my head, you know, walking towards me with this killer look in his eyes, I thought, oh well, this is pretty serious what I've done, and it's a mistake, it's an accident, but this guy doesn't believe me. He thinks I'm going behind his back and sort of, not doing what his instructions were. It's pretty eye-opening.
You were in really deep then by that stage.
Oh yeah, because I hadn't seen 1 cent, I hadn't seen any money.
How much were you promised?
50,000 US a game.
Big money.
And that was the fourth or 5th game of the tournament. So you can imagine, like.
So you were owed a couple of $100,000 US by this stage.
Yeah.
You hadn't seen it.
No, and so when you finish the last game of the tournament with the guy you're supposedly working for, coming at you with the cricket bat in front of another dear friend, you know what I mean? You think, I'm not going to see that money now.
And did you?
Nope.
Never saw the light of day.
No. Used and abused.
Why didn't you walk away from it?
I think because I actually felt probably greedy for the first time in my life. I really had, like I said, a chip on my shoulder with perhaps my career, and I left New Zealand pretty heartbroken and a bit angry at the system. And as the match fixing world opened up to me through someone I dearly looked up to, all of a sudden I thought, yeah, actually, I'm going to start making some really big money now and, you know, stuff the world, you know.
I want a piece of this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd be lying if I didn't say that greed was a part of it. And it's sad. It's sad to lose. It's sad to become something you're not, you know. And it's going to be something I'm going to be tarnished for the rest of my life. Oh, he's greedy, just wants money.
It's been said to us about you that you like to please people. Mm-hmm. Was that a factor in this? Did you feel you couldn't say no at any point?
Oh, there's no way I could say no. You know, the person that I was working for was a huge role model to me. I am vulnerable because my lifestyle, if we won't go into it today, but my lifestyle has been constant change and constant moving. So I've never had that support of consistent support. I've always latched on to the people I meet, and I've always played cricket with my heart on my sleeve, and I've always been that person, too open, too honest, and
therefore vulnerable.
Easily sort of led down the wrong way.
A weakness that meant his fixers weren't about to let him go. When Lancashire signed Lou Vincent in 2008, he was described as a player with a great reputation who would add firepower to their top order. And in Vincent's mind, he wasn't about to let that reputation be tarnished.
You had a resolve, did you, to not let it happen again?
Oh, in my opinion, I would have never ever contemplated doing this under a sanctioned tournament.
But it did happen again?
Yes.
How?
A phone call out of nowhere from the person I was working for in the ICL, and who happened to be in England at the same time. And it was time to meet up. This
You
could
were
be a good
optimistic about what this meeting might be about.
Yeah, this could mean that, you know, I might get paid. I might see my money.
Instead, what happened?
I was forgiven. I was told that I had to earn my trust back with him and his people, and that there was a game coming up on TV which I was playing in for Lancashire, which I was told to underperform, and by that I mean literally score less than 10 and not do well, to prove that I'm trustworthy. That's Kent and Sussex.
Vincent then went on to play county cricket for Sussex in 2011, determined again to be able to say no. Again, he failed, tempted by £40,000 for this game. Run out for 7 balls for 1, less than even the bookies wanted.
What is going through your mind as you're coming out to bat and you have this set of instructions in your head? What does it feel like?
It's a good question, because you feel like you're not there. You know, you're trying to go through your preparation and everything like you would normally do in a game to be ready.
So you're more of an actor at that moment than a cricketer, aren't you? Because you're pretending.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. You've got to be seen to be, doing the hard warm-ups and getting yourself primed and ready like any other game. But
were you convincing at that?
But it's. I think I managed pretty well to be able to switch between the two. You learn to flick that switch and go, right, I'm acting now, and so get on with it. And it's pretty sad and pretty fake, isn't it? It's a very fake existence. But there is this quite scarily calmness when you are walking out to bat, and you know that today, you could look at the paper tomorrow and know you're not going to do well.
Do you feel nervous or worried, or what do you feel?
I think holiness is probably the best way of describing it. You just feel like a shell that's been operated by something else, it's almost like a remote control. You know it's wrong, and you're standing there going, oh God, what am I doing this for? And then you sign autographs after the game. Kids, can't have your autographs, sir. As you're signing it, you're going, I wonder if this kid one day will ever know the truth and will rip up the signature and put it in the bin, because it's
you're not the hero anymore.
Yeah, not someone that they can look up to.
You're 20 grand up, but you've lost your sense of pride.
I've lost my soul. Yeah, sell your soul to the dark side, and it's a very hard road to get back on track.
And by this stage, Vincent had been introduced to yet another bookie. Now he was working for 3 people. Life as a corrupt cricket player is complicated, not least of all the money collection.
So how it works is, I would have to have £20 note in my hand, and then I would text the code to the person I was working for. So
the serial number of the 20 quid
note. So the Indian bookmaker, the Indian bookie, I'll text them the details of the serial code to confirm that when I do turn up to these people and hand over the £20 note, they know that it's me and not someone else. So you turn up, and this particular day was a back street in Birmingham, which were warehouses that were falling down, and it was literally a scene out of a proper gangster movie. And pulled up to this door with this tiny little number on it, and all the doors are the same for about half a mile, and nothing else around, no signs, no one on the street, no cars parked. And then the knock at the door, and within 2 seconds the door opens, and
you hand over your 20 quid note.
I walk into this room, and it's a laundromat. But in hindsight, looking back, I think they just hung a few shirts up and had a dryer in the corner to make it look like it was a laundromat.
Legit.
Yeah, and it was an elderly Indian couple just sitting there, and and the phone rings, and they're talking whatever they're talking about. Hand over the 20, and they hand the phone to me just to confirm that it's me and not some sort of intercept, and then it's literally, there you go, there's your bag, no worries, nice to meet you, and out the door and away you go.
Your world was just getting further and further dirty, wasn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. you've got two lives. You've got a life where you are yourself and you're a good, genuine person, and you're out, but all of a sudden this other person's starting to grow a little bit further. This person's becoming deceitful, more dishonest, more corrupt, more evil.
It's not a person in the third person, it's you.
Yeah.
You can see it happening to
That's
yourself.
Right. That's right.
How do you live with that?
Alcohol helps. Yeah.
Is that how you got through it?
Yeah, probably looking back, there was some pretty reliable. It became a constant daily a release, to suppress those evil thoughts and the evil person I was. I drank a lot,
What's a lot?
Oh, enough to cry yourself to sleep, or pass out without having to worry about your conscience.
During that time when you were in so deep, how did you think you would get away with it?
I wasn't going to live. As simple as that. I knew that I wasn't going to be around long enough to worry about the consequences of this. The only thing that was keeping me alive were my kids and my family. That was the only thing that would have stopped me.
What do you mean by you? What do you mean by that?
I've got a responsibility as a father. I brought two amazing girls into the world, and my responsibility is to be there for them. And I'm no good if I'm not there, am I?
Are you talking about that you considered taking your own life?
Oh, yep, that was a pretty regular thought. No question at all.
That's the degree of pressure you were under?
Absolutely. You feel completely and utterly empty as a human being, and the worthlessness of not being able to be good for anyone, and it's
living that double
towering
life.
Yeah, like I said, to be a liar and a cheat, it just compounds it even more. Do it. Look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah, do it, because look what you've done.
Yes, he was a cheat, but given the circumstances he describes, it'd be a push to believe he's the only one. Not that anyone tells each other. It's such a secretive world. Nobody knows who's working for whom, who's dirty, who's not.
How widespread do you think match fixing is?
It scares me to think how many players are involved.
New Zealand players?
No.
Why are you so sure about that?
I think because, as I was when I was a New Zealand player, the education was there, you knew about it. And looking at the personnel, especially the Black Caps at the moment, they're a pretty tight unit. And
have you ever cheated when you've been playing for New Zealand?
oh, no way. No, that's one thing. I'm so proud of my career for New Zealand. There's so many great memories, and that's what I always hold dear to my heart, that I represented my country and tried 100%. And a few of the times I didn't do well, but no, my whole New Zealand career was pure.
Can you hold on to that, or do you fear that those achievements may be erased now by what you've admitted to?
Not in my mind, because I'm still going to have that shirt hung up in my home of my proudest moment of representing New Zealand with a Test shirt on my back for the first time. I'm very proud.
His cheating did hit home, though not home soil.
It's in the air, and it's well caught.
Vincent admits to fixing in the 2012 Champions League for the Auckland Aces in South Africa with great regrets.
Auckland is a team I've played for since I was 18. Such a great group of guys too, and it's my home team. And I have let them down. I will forever be ashamed as an Auckland representative to have brought this into New Zealand.
Have you apologised to your teammates yet?
I haven't seen anyone. I've spent 12 months away giving my respect to the investigation And there's a lot of people that I need to see and see face to face.
Do you think they'll accept your apology?
I hope so, because I speak from the heart, putting my hand up and accepting not only my consequences, but telling the truth. And I believe that if people tell the truth, that there should be, hopefully an element of forgiveness.
Maybe that's to come, but so far, all Vincent has bought himself is a fight.
Confessions of a Cricket Fixer is the headline. The subtext said it all.
He caused a splash, all right, leading bulletins and dominating front pages all over the world, but not the kind of headlines any cricketer would want. Vincent's testimony to investigators had been leaked and he'd implicated other players.
A big, big story for cricket.
Vincent's now facing 14 charges.
Prompting former New Zealand all-rounder Chris Cairns to react. And he came out aggressively.
I repeat that each and every allegation against me that I have cheated in cricket or attempted to induce others to cheat at cricket is false.
It was such an extraordinary media conference, like nothing the sport here had ever seen before.
First, Lou Vincent. In 2008, he had a lot of problems that he has admitted to. I endeavoured to become a friend to him in these difficult times. He has betrayed the friendship I offered him. He now seeks to portray himself as a whistleblower. He is nothing of the sort. The truth is, he has been caught cheating and seeks to mitigate his sins by blaming others.
Chris Cairns in that press conference came out swinging. He was defiant, and he particularly came out swinging against you.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't make any comments in regards to Chris Cairns.
He called your testimony, he said it was full of despicable lies.
Well, I'm here today. I'm proud enough to stand here, and from the start, when I decided to come forward and tell the truth, I've told nothing but the truth.
He says that he was a friend to you.
He was one of those guys that I dearly looked up to. He was a hero. Playing with him for New Zealand, it was the power of having him in your team. You just felt invincible, and he was a hero. But he isn't now. He's not a friend anymore.
The international cricketing world has reacted with some relief after Lou Vincent's admission that he's a cheat.
The truth Vincent says he speaks of is one that last night led to one of the biggest cricketing downfalls ever seen. He was banned from the game for life.
At least he's come out there, admitted. His life ban will stay. What he said is exactly right. What the things that he said and what he's done for his country, for the game of cricket, stands. And he'll have to, face the price for it.
My name is Lou Vincent, and I am a cheat.
He went public with a statement he's been working on for a long time.
I lost faith in myself and the game. I abused the game I love.
He wanted to try to put things right as best he could.
I accept my punishment, and thank you for listening to my statement.
Wow. Well done. You must have come to a million cricket grounds like this.
Lou Vincent has been playing cricket since the age of 4, in the backyard and at grounds like this, with his father teaching him the straight drive. We were here with him just before the ban was announced.
Lou, this is kind of the epitome of grassroots New Zealand cricket, isn't it, a ground like this?
This is where it all starts. A ground like this with a rough outfield and the old hard wicket, artificial. This is where you learn to play cricket.
The ban that you face, the ban that you have copped, a life ban from cricket, in practicality, what does it actually mean?
Well, it means I probably shouldn't be standing on the wicket.
Seriously?
It's like I said, life ban is a life ban. You're looking at the coaching, you're looking at club cricket, you're looking at events, functions, everything. It's sad because I'd love to be able to take my kids one day, their kids, to a cricket game.
Has that sunk in yet?
No, I think there's been moments where I've thought, could I visualise holding a bat and playing cricket again, and I can't see that happening.
Is that like some self-imposed penance that you don't want to pick up a bat because you don't feel you deserve to?
There's an element to that, absolutely. You know, I've shamed the game, and I've done some horrendous things, and you know the consequences of that. The game has got to be protected from people that cheat, and they've got to do everything possible to keep these people away from grounds.
This here today might be the last time you ever stand here at the crease. What's that like? You know, these are not quite hallowed grounds, but this is where it happens, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it's a pretty significant moment, and yeah, all I can say is that the game of cricket is a wonderful game, and I'm glad for every minute of it, and I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, yeah.
It's a shame. Cricket will miss you too, despite the things that you've done.
Yeah, one day, you never know. Might be able to put a wig on, jump the fence and sit in the terraces at Eden Park when they bring cans of beer back into the grounds. But for now, yeah, it's a say goodbye, but yeah, on with the next chapter in life.
Fortunately, there is already a next chapter. You'll meet her next.
He was never outspoken.
There are no adoring fans, no cheering crowds here. The body that smashed all those sixes, still powerful, earning an honest dollar now. And there's something else, someone else, that's a significant change in his life.
You two are engaged to be married.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is it about Lou that makes you want to be with him?
His heart. I just saw what a huge heart he had.
And you still think that?
Even more. He's an awesome person. I'm very lucky.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Susie Markham is Lou Vincent's partner of 2 years. She's moved all the way from Guernsey to be with him in rural northwest Auckland, overlooking the Kaipara Harbour.
Go, boy, go.
But the tranquility belies the upheaval they've been through.
Before you came to New Zealand from the UK, did you have any idea of what he'd done?
Yeah, very soon in our relationship, we fell in love pretty quickly. We connected really well, and Lou told me.
He told you back then?
Yeah, and we sat down in his bus. He was living in a bus, and we sat down. I remember it was pouring down with rain, and he said, "I've got something to tell you." And he told me about his match-fixing days, and he was still a cricketer at the time. He was still playing, so.
What did you think?
I didn't like it. I thought it was wrong. But by then I was in love with Lou, and I knew he wanted to do right. I knew he was a good man. There was absolutely no doubt in my mind that, that he needed support and help. He was in a bad place when I met him.
Couldn't really go any further down, could it?
Yeah, it could go down a little bit further. I wouldn't be sitting here with you today. And those are the mindsets you get into when you just go, there's no way out. But I'm so glad that somewhere deep inside I have got that inner strength to be able to deal with, dark places that human beings can go through, and reaching out. And I reached out to Susie and I said, listen, I love you dearly, and I need, I think, some help to deal with this dark secret.
And I said to Lou, I won't be any part of this, but if you choose to do the right thing, I will hold your hand and support you all the way, which hopefully I've done.
Oh.
Well, that's gone, that's done.
Yet even after making that decision to reach out to Susie, Lou fell into the bookies' arms once more in that Champions League tournament for the Auckland Aces in South Africa.
There's an edge and an early wicket.
I wonder if some people will struggle to understand how Lou couldn't just walk away. Say, no, I'm sick of this, I don't want a bar of this anymore.
I get that, and I was with Lou through South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him, he made a promise to me, and he broke that promise, and we had situations to deal with between ourselves because, yes.
What was the promise he made to you?
He made a promise not to ever cheat again, and he did cheat. But in a funny sort of way, I knew it was going to happen, and I knew he needed to reach rock bottom, and South Africa he did. And he used to phone me like, babe, they won't leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. I've turned off my phones. You know, they're getting to me through Facebook now. I'm going to delete Facebook. And it'd be constant. You know, it'd just be, they won't leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. And yeah, he gave in one more time. And I was furious. He got on a plane and left the game, and he come to Guernsey immediately. And yeah, he had a lot of, he said, he had a lot of explaining to do, and we got through that period, and that was, as far as I'm concerned, that was the change in Lou's life. 3 days in a hotel room, crying, apologising to me, and that was it. He knew he had to change his life, or he wouldn't be here today, seriously.
Is that how you see it, Lou? That's when the turning point came?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I'd lied to the woman I love, and that's a pretty heartbreaking thing for any couple to go through, because trust is what it's about. It's what you build any relationship on.
Lizzie, Bo, come.
There will be people who will never forgive Lou Vincent for the damage he's caused to the game of cricket. They get that. And our sense is they couldn't have been more honest about how and why it happened, and the utter, deep remorse Lou feels for what he did.
Come here, Bo.
They don't know what's next, apart from that it's a life without cricket in any capacity ever again. They accept that. They're rebuilding their own lives and their future.
How do you re-establish your own sense of self-worth and of dignity after doing what you did?
I've already done it. Yeah, I'm there. I've got a purpose, and I've been true to my word. I've promised Susie a better life, and I've promised to be honest. I'm there. I love life. I can't wait. I can't wait to get out there and see these people I haven't seen for many years, and been able to have a life of fun, and I love life. It's as simple as that.